My name's B, and this is an intermediate hip-focused flow. You might want to block for later. If it's ever painful to kneel, grab a blanket or a towel. And we're just going to get right into it, starting in child's pose. So bring your big toes to touch, knees spread wide, walk your hands towards the front of the mat, and then pull your hips back towards the heels. We'll start with a nice active child's pose, so press down through the palms. See how it feels to lift up with the forearms. Keep that, and then try to spin your triceps down towards the mat. Feel how that widens the space around the ears. And then take a big inhale. Exhale, soften the chest, soften the belly. Forehead stays heavy, take an inhale. Exhale, drop the outer shoulders, keep the lift of the forearms. Take one more breath, just feel it between the hands and the hips. And keep that going, just see if you can walk the fingertips forward a little bit farther. And then consider what it is that's getting in the way of you having an amazing practice. And I want you to imagine writing whatever that excuse or excuses is down on a scratch piece of paper. And then I want you to picture yourself crumpling up that piece of paper and throwing it into what we call the fuck it bucket, the trash. And then let the corners of your mouth turn up slightly as you make way for you to have a practice that feels limitless. As you inhale, come up to your hands and your knees. Stack your shoulders right over your hands, so you might have to walk the knees in a little bit. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. Now, from here, tuck your toes. Keep the spine nice and long. Hover your knees an inch. So keep pushing down into the palms. Spin the creases of your elbows forward. Stretch the tailbone back as you reach your chest forward. Come back to the breath. Feel your strength. Take one more big breath in. And as you exhale, slowly press it up and back, downward facing dog. Keep the feet close to the hands for this one. It might be tempting to walk the feet back, but try a shorter stance for down dog today. And then with a little bend in the knees, really lift up through the sit bones. Drop your belly towards the top of the thighs so you feel that rotation of the pelvis. Now let the heels get heavy. Feel some length in the back of the legs there. Push out of the arms. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Push into the palms. As you inhale, come forward to that little tabletop hover. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Hover the knees. Keep the neck long. Another breath in. Exhale back to downward dog. Lift the hips, push into the arms. Inhale, pull yourself forward, hover the knees, keep the spine long, feel that lift in the low belly. Exhale, downward dog. One more like that. Inhale, drag yourself forward, lengthen the neck. Exhale, press it back, downward dog. Now, as you inhale, stretch the right leg straight up, lift through the inner heel. And as you exhale, this time shift forward and see if you can come into a three-legged hover. Take an inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, downward dog. Okay, this time shift it forward. Set that left knee down. Untuck the left toes. And then you're going to set that right foot down at the back of the mat like you would for warrior two. So it's perpendicular to that left foot, left shin. As you inhale, reach your right arm up into the air. And as you exhale, lower your right arm by the ear. The palm faces the floor. Keep that right foot heavy on the mat. Feel that whole right side waist open up. Make sure you're still supporting that left wrist by pushing into the left fingertips. Now reach that right arm back up. Engage the core, so draw your belly in towards the spine. Hover that right foot. Create more space around that left ear. Create more space in your low back by stretching your tailbone towards that right heel. Take a big breath in, allow it to fill the space. And then with control, as you exhale, square off the hips, bring your right hand back down to the ground. Tuck the toes, three-legged down dog. Inhale, stretch that right leg high. This time as you exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Drop the left knee again, low lunge, rise with the inhale. Hips stay heavy, let the arms, the chest get light. Then as you exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat. Three-legged plank, inhale, stretch that right leg back, let it hover, and then set it down. Take an inhale here, get longer front to back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, shorten your stance just a little bit, so walk the feet in. Push into the palms, inhale, stretch that left leg up nice and high. As you exhale, we're gonna set the right knee down and then hover. Imagine you could drag your palms back to, again, lengthen the sides of the neck. Feel that lift through the inner left thigh, so that left leg isn't just tugging on the spine. Take an inhale. Three-legged down dog. Exhale. Moving with the breath. Inhale, drag it forward. Hover the right knee. Exhale, press it back. Again, inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, press it back. Inhale, set that right knee all the way down. Untuck the toes. Set your left foot down at the back of the mat, perpendicular. Now stretch that left arm up. Maybe lower that left arm down by the ear. Palm faces the floor. So now that whole left side waist gets a little longer. Use your breath. Find the sticky spots. Get in deep. Now reach that left arm back up. Hover the left leg. You're in a kneeling half moon here. So really roll the left side of the pelvis over the right as you push into that right knee, right hand. Take one more big breath in. With control, square off the hips, lower that left hand. Tuck the right toes. Inhale, three-legged downward dog. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Low lunge, drop that right knee. Rise with your breath, big inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to a three-legged plank. Take an inhale here. Exhale, set the foot down. Take an inhale to stretch the chest forward. Back to downward facing dog, exhale. As you inhale, lift high onto the tippy toes. And as you exhale, lower both heels off to the left. And then pull that outer right hip crease back as you push into the right hand. Take a breath there. Inhale, come back to center, lift the heels up nice and high, and then exhale, lower the heels off to the right. Take a breath. Come back to center, and then walk your feet forward towards your hands. As you inhale, lift halfway up. And as you exhale, fold back down. Nice long spine. Inhale, come up to stand. Stretch the arms out and up. Maybe look up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank. Inhale, get longer as you reach the chest forward. Chaturanga to your belly, exhale. Low Cobra, inhale, curl the heart up, reach back through the elbow tips. Exhale to lower. Back up to plank, inhale. Down dog as you exhale. Take an inhale to stretch that right leg high. Exhale, step it between the hands, low lunge. Lift onto fingertips, take an inhale, reach the heart forward. And this time as you exhale, straighten out that right leg, pull that outer right hip crease back as you bow over that right leg. Moving with the breath, the inhale, back to the low lunge. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, step it forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Press up to stand, inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Back to plank, exhale. Inhale, get long, firm up the legs. Exhale, chaturanga to your belly. Cobra as you inhale, you can push into the hands, but keep the neck long. Exhale to lower. Back up to plank, elbows hug in. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, inhale. Low lunge, exhale, step it forward. Take an inhale, re-lengthen the spine. Exhale, shift it back to this pyramid pose variation. Draw that outer left hip crease back. Inhale, back to the lunge. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, back to the lunge. Exhale, step it forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold inward, exhale. Push out of the feet, inhale, come to stand, reach the arms out and up. This time, exhale, interlace your hands behind your back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, broaden the chest. Take a big, juicy inhale. Utkatasana, fierce pose, exhale, sit the hips down and back. Again, redraw the shoulder blades together. Feel the chest lift up as the tailbone drops. Another big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Release your clasp. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, back to your plank. Inhale, broaden the chest. Chaturanga as you exhale. Hug the elbows by the ribs. Now Cobra or up dog kneecaps are lifted, keep the neck long. We meet up and down dog. Take an inhale to stretch that right leg high. Exhale, step it forward. Crescent lunge this time, rise with your breath. And as you exhale, you're gonna shift the hips back, reach your hands back as you lean your heart forward. So it's this upright pyramid pose. Keep drawing that outer right hip crease back. If you need more support, you can pivot that back foot into a warrior one stance. Moving with the breath. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, back to the split. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, back to the split. Now, from here, inhale, just bend the right knee. And then hover your fingertips above the mat. So we're in this hovering low lunge. If you need more room, you can heel toe that right foot off to the side. But firm up that left leg. From here, we'll plant that left hand firmly. Inhale, stretch your right arm high. But keep that inner left thigh reaching up. So rather than just sinking in here, finding that path of least resistance, can you create some resistance to gravity? Another big breath in, draw that right shoulder blade back. And as you exhale, bring the right hand down. Inhale to your plank. Vinyasa as you exhale, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, draw your shoulder blades together. We meet up and down dog. Left leg lifts high, inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Crescent lunge, rise with your breath. As you exhale, shift the hips back, straighten that left knee, sweep your hands back. Moving with the breath, inhale back to crescent. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale. Exhale. Stay leaning forward, just bend the knee, inhale. And as you exhale, hover your fingertips above the mat. Draw that outer left hip crease back, lift up through the inner right thigh. Keep your spine reaching out of the hips, plant that right hand, block our floor, reach your left arm high, inhale. Exhale, draw the left shoulder blade back, open up the chest. Inhale, lift up through that right thigh again. Exhale, can you bring out the core? Another big breath in. Exhale, the left hand comes down. Inhale to your plank. Vinyasa as you exhale. Neck stays long as you find your back bend. We meet back up in downward dog. Separate the feet wide, about shoulder width distance apart. Take an inhale to lift up through the heels. And as you exhale, lower both heels off to the left. Push into the right hand. Inhale, lift the heels back up high through middle. Exhale, drop them to the right, push into the left hand. Let's do that again. Inhale to center. Exhale, heels left. And then inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop your heels to the right. And then come back to center, lift the right leg high, inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Crescent lunge, inhale. Exhale, lean forward halfway. Warrior 3, inhale. Warrior 2, exhale. Take an inhale, lift up through the heart. And as you exhale, just bend into that right knee a little bit more. Keep the breath moving. Notice where you could create some more ease. What could you let go of here? And that can sound like such a serious endeavor. Like I'm letting go of something that I've been holding on to that's been so meaningful to me, right? To make that change, to actually let go is pretty scary. But you can help yourself find a sense of humor about it by just throwing things in the fuck it bucket. It really helps. Take another breath. Reverse Trikonasana. Inhale, reach that right arm high. Push into the right foot. And as you exhale, Trikonasana, reach that right arm forward. You might stay here, make it a little more active, left arm by the ear, or right hand can come down, shin block or floor. Keep externally rotating that right leg. Imagine you could turn the whole foot to the right. And then rather than pushing into that outer left foot, how does it feel to push into the left arch? So that you can feel that inner left thigh turn on. Stretch the tailbone back. Now you've got the support of the legs, creating freedom in the spine. Roll the left side of the chest open. Take another breath. As you inhale, lift the torso back up. Warrior 2, exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat, low lunge. Turn the right toes out to the right, low lunge twist. Reach that right arm high. And then wiggle that right foot back, roll to the outer edge of your left foot, so your left side's in side plank, and you've got that right leg as a kickstand. Keep pushing into that left arm, reach the right arm up nice and high, and then maybe stretch that right arm by the ear, palm face down. See if you can lift that bottom hip a little higher as you reach through the right hand. Another breath in. As you exhale, reach the right arm up, hover the right foot above the left side plank. So stretch your tailbone towards the legs, reach your heart towards the top of the mat. Take another big breath in. And as you exhale, come back to your plank. Firm up the legs. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Vinyasa as you exhale. Left leg reaches high. Inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Crescent lunge. Rise with your breath. Lean forward halfway. Warrior 3, lift off, keep the hips square. Warrior 2. Stretch the left arm forward, right arm back. Lift up through the crown of the head as you let the tops of the shoulders drop. Settle into your breath. And let each breath take you into a deeper layer of the body. Picture the skin. Feel the muscle beneath that in your left thigh here. And can you even get a sense that it's wrapping around the bone beneath it? Get a sense of your thigh bones here, spreading apart. Take another breath. And then reverse Trikonasana, straighten that left knee, reach that left arm high. Trikonasana as you exhale, reach that left arm forward. You might stay here, right arm reaches up, or left hand migrates down to shin, block, or floor. Keep drawing that outer left hip crease back as you wrap that outer left hip beneath you. Push into both feet, especially through the arch of your back foot, your right foot. Yeah, stretch the tailbone back, chest forward, roll the right side of your chest skyward. Can you get a sense of effort and ease at the same time here? So you find yourself at the top of the swing set, perfectly sandwiched between opposites. Okay, inhale, reach up through the right hand. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Low lunge. Turn the left toes out, low lunge twist, reach the left arm high. And then we'll wiggle that left foot back a little bit as you roll to your outer right foot. So now you'll see my right side's in side plank, and I've got that left foot as a kickstand. Push into the right hand to help you lift that right hip a little higher, then reach your top arm by the ear, palm faces down. Send your breath to that whole left side body. And then start to contract and compact the left side waist so that you're rock solid to step back to side plank. Left foot hovers over the right. Keep spinning that right elbow crease to the top of the mat so you have that support, that hug of the right shoulder blade to the back of the ribs. Take another big breath in. Maybe the arm rolls by the ear. And then we're back in plank. Take an inhale. Vinyasa as you exhale. Take an inhale, reach that right leg high. Exhale, step it forward. Crescent lunge, rise with your breath. Lean forward halfway, exhale. Warrior three, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, exhale. Right fingertips to the block or floor. Left arm reaches high. Okay, stay here. Work on rolling that left hip over the right, or reach back, Chapasana. Catch a hold of that left foot. Reach back through that left kneecap. Again, let the whole left side of your body get long here. And breathe. Keep pushing into that right leg. Soften your jaw. Let the corners of your mouth turn up a little bit. You're gonna make it. This will be over after one more breath. Release the clasp if you have it. Slowly come back to warrior two. Reverse warrior, re-lengthen that right side. And then cartwheel your hands to the mat, low lunge. Wiggle that right foot back, low lunge twist with this side plank variation. You can stay here, or you might catch the right big toes with your peace fingers and take it into side plank with that right leg wide, which is basically triangle pose. Reach out in all directions. Take another breath. We'll meet up in fallen star. Lower that right foot behind the left calf. Push into that right foot. Lift the hips. Reach the right arm by the ear. Take another inhale. Plank as you exhale. Inhale, get longer front to back. Vinyasa as you breathe out. Recover the breath. Enjoy the breath. Enjoy the second side. So often we are the ones getting in our own way of creating contentment. Can you embrace it all? Inhale, left leg lifts high. Exhale, step it forward. Crescent lunge, rise with your breath. And then lean forward halfway. Warrior three, find that float. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior, left arm reaches high. Half moon exhale, left hands to the floor or block. Right arm reaches, right leg lifts. Push into that left foot to stack the right hip over. You can stay in half moon or bend that right knee, reach back, catch the ankle for Chapasana, sugarcane pose. If you have the clasp, reach back through that right kneecap. Keep the right side long without compressing the left low back. Fill it all with your breath. Where could you let go to enjoy this a little more? If you have the clasp, slowly release. Sneak it back. Warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. Low lunge. Exhale. Wiggle that left foot back a little bit. We're in this side plank. Kickstand variation here. Now you can stay here. Just work on that hip mobility. Or you might catch the left toe with your peace fingers and sweep that left leg up into this Vashisthasana, Trikonasana shape. Stretch your tailbone back, kick up through that left foot. If you're in the twist, come into a side plank. We'll all take a breath there. And then land that left foot behind the right calf. Push into the foot, lift your hips, stretch your left arm by the ear. Fallen star, inhale. Back to plank, exhale. Inhale, get long in your plank. Vinyasa as you exhale. As you inhale, stretch the right leg high. Exhale, step it forward. Crescent lunge again, rise with your breath. This time as you exhale, come to stand on that right leg as you bring your left knee in towards your chest. Now inhale, bring your hands in front of the heart. Lift your heart into your thumbs. And as you exhale, we'll find figure 4. Bend the right knee as you cross the left ankle over. So option to stay up high here. To get low, you put a little more bend through the right knee. Option to bring your fingertips down to the floor. If the floor seems far away, grab a block. So you can continue to stretch back through the tailbone and reach forward through the chest. Slow down the breath. Keep pulling the hips away from the shoulders. And then slowly start to come back up. Try to do it with a long spine. Straighten out the right leg. Grab a hold of the left knee with your right hand and reach your left arm back. We find this twist. Push down through the right foot as you lift up through the crown of the head. Hug that left shoulder blade in towards the spine. If you want to grab the outer left foot and straighten the left leg, you can. Take another breath. Warrior 3. Stretch it back. And then low lunge. Plant your hands. Land that left foot. 3-legged down dog. Sweep your right leg up and back. Lower to the forearms. 3-legged dolphin. So keep pushing into the forearms so you can stretch your hips, your belly back. And then lift up through the inner right thigh. as you push down into the wrist creases. And you let the crown of the head get heavy. And then lower the right leg down. Straighten the arms. Take a big breath in. And a slow breath out. Inhale, reach that left leg high. Step it forward, exhale. Crescent lunge, rise with your breath. And then come to stand on that left leg, right knee towards your chest. Bring your palms to touch. A reminder to keep the heart lifted. And then sit it down into figure four. Keep rolling that outer right knee towards the floor. Again, hands can come down. If the floor seems far away, grab something block-like so that you can reach the heart forward and keep sending the hips towards the back of your mat. Three more breaths. Use the strength of that left leg to rise. Straighten it out. Grab that right knee with your left hand, and then reach your right arm behind you. We come into a standing twist here. If you want to straighten that right leg, catch the outer foot, feel free. But most importantly, keep your torso nice and upright. Don't let the chest collapse. Keep pushing into that left foot. Hug the right shoulder blade back. Drop into your body. Feel it all. Take another breath. And then slowly unwind. Stretch it back to your warrior three. You got this. And then low lunge. Come back down. Plant your hands. Sweep your left leg up and back. So three-legged down dog, left leg high. Drop to your forearms, three-legged dolphin. Keep spinning the left toes down towards the floor, but lift through the inner heel as you push into the forearms and stretch the hips back. And then lower that left foot down. Lower the knees. Child's pose. Allow every muscle in the back of your body to ungrip. What would it feel like to do even less here? So that you let go of just a little bit more tension. Take another breath. And then we'll meet back up, hands and knees. As you inhale, stretch that right leg back, get long, and then see if you can use your core to bring that knee forward between the arms, push into your hands, round your upper back, step that right foot all the way forward. And then if you need padding for that left knee, grab it here, because we'll come upright into a kneeling lunge. From here, bring your right hand to the top of your right thigh, reach back with your left hand, and see if you can catch that left ankle. So we're staying pretty upright here, tailbone's heavy, rather than really lunging forward into that right leg. Lift up through the chest, keep dropping down with the tail. See if you can pull your breath to the front of that left hip, the left thigh. Two more breaths. And slowly release that foot. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Heel toe your right foot across the body to the left so that you can lower that right shin and come into pigeon with the right leg forward. If you need to use a block under that outer right hip, that can be really helpful for actually encouraging your body to let go of tension faster, so that you are actually able to get deeper into the pose quicker, even with the help of a block. So use it if you need it, so that you're able to come into a depth where you can really sink in to your breath. So there's no guarding around uncomfortable sensations as you draw an inhale. And as you exhale, you're fully able to lean into the force of gravity. No resistance. Take one more breath here. And then I'll have you sit up or lift up, roll onto that right outer hip. We'll turn to the left for Janu Shirshasana. So bring that right foot into the inner left thigh. We'll start with the side bend, so reach your left arm down the left leg, reach the right arm up and over. Keep that outer right hip heavy. Send your breath globally to the right side. And then come back upright. Turn your chest towards that left foot now, and then you might just walk the hands down the leg. You might reach all the way for the foot, but keep thinking about lengthening out of the low back so the heart reaches forward just as much as it drops down. Send your breath to the sticky spots. And then walk your hands back in. We'll turn that right knee to point towards the top of the mat. Swing that left leg all the way up and over for Gomukhasana. So you'll basically try to create a stack with your legs, a knee pile, if you will. And if that doesn't work, just take Sukhasana with the left shin in front. That works fine. From here, we'll walk the hands forward. Let the torso rest on the legs. And then see if you can pull your breath all the way down to the low back. Feel its presence there. And then notice how that diffuses into the outer hips. One more breath. Walk the hands back in. See if you can use the power of the low belly to lift that left leg. So the arms are just going to float. And then see if you can connect your core to the power in that outer left hip as you now swing and hover that left leg along the floor to the back of the mat. And then set it down. Come back into your plank. Take an inhale, get longer front to back. Exhale, vinyasa. Move with the breath. Come forward to your hands and your knees. Take an inhale to stretch that left leg back. Nice and slow, no rush. Drive that knee forward as you exhale. See if you can push into your hands to create room to step the foot all the way forward. We'll come upright in a lunge, so pad that right knee if you need to. Bring your left hand to the top of that left thigh. Reach back, catch your right ankle with your right hand. Drop the tailbone heavy, lift up through the right side of your chest particularly. Come back to a full belly breath here. One more inhale. Exhale, release the back foot. Heel toe your left foot over to the right. And then set that left shin down for pigeon as you stretch your right leg long behind you. Again, you can use a block under the outer hip to help you get in a little deeper, recognizing that you have support. Or you can just lower down to the forearms and work on letting that outer left hip get heavy. One of the things that has been getting in the way of my practice recently has been a sense of guilt for doing things that make me feel good. A sense of duty to really feel the chaos and the suffering and the stress of the world around me. But ultimately, when we feel good, we spread good in the world, right? It's when we look at our own suffering and deal with it on the mat that we're able to lend a helping hand to those around us and see them in their own suffering as well. So this practice on the mat, just taking the time to feel good in our bodies, is incredibly important for spreading that vibe around the world. Take a nice juicy breath here. And then lean onto that left hip as you lift the torso back up. We'll pivot, and I'm actually going to turn around so you guys can see me. To face the long edge of your mat, you'll bring that left foot into the inner right thigh. Reach your right arm along the right leg. Reach the left arm up and over, and we'll find a nice side stretch. Reach towards that right foot. Keep the outer left knee heavy. If there's one spot that has a lot of sensation, a lot of tightness, can you spread out the curve here through that left side waist? Can you use your breath to smooth it out? some strength. Come back upright, turn your chest towards that right leg, and then walk the hands alongside the leg, or maybe reach for the foot. One more breath. And then walk it back in. You'll turn your left knee towards the top of your mat and swing that right leg all the way up and over for Gomukhasana. From head-on view, you've got the right leg stacked over the left, or you're in Sukhasana with the right shin in front of the left. And then from here, just lean the torso forward. Keep dropping your belly towards the tops of the thighs. And then let your breath just drift down into the hips. So that you can move from the mat feeling really good in your body. How many of us have brand new rashes or allergies? Looking at where those mental stressors kind of embed their way into our tissues and create physical tension is a really great feedback loop. Translate into an ability to clench mentally. Yoga sneaky like that. All right, from here, lift the torso back upright. Lean onto that left hip so that you can pluck up the right leg. Right, so use that right hip flexor to lift up. And now use the strength of your right hip to swing that right leg to the back of the mat. Let it hover. You can reach the arms as a counterbalance. And then we'll come back into plank. Take a big breath in. Vinyasa as you exhale. As you inhale, stretch that right leg high. And as you exhale, bring it forward, half pigeon again. This time, we'll stay up a little higher. Again, if that right hip is far from the floor, grab a block or your pillow or whatever's at home to support that outer right hip. So you can give it some weight, push into your right thigh with your right hand, reach back with your left hand, see if you can catch a hold of that left foot. And if you practice mermaid at home, you can hook the foot into the inner left elbow, working from there. But I think it's important to really emphasize that we're looking for a global distribution of effort and ease each time we're in an asana. And so if we're pushing to get to a deeper variation of a pose, but we're just moving through that path of least resistance, one area of the body's working really hard and others perhaps not working at all, that's when we tend to run into issues on the mat. So for me, I've got a ton of tension in my quads and my hip flexors. This is as far as I'm going to go. And that's what is going to be my focus. So if you also have a lot of tension in your quads, can you actually make this more active by kicking into that left foot as you hug that outer right hip back? We'll take one more breath here. Release that back foot. Ditch the block. Step back to your plank. And then press back downward dog. Nothing crazy, right into the second side. Left leg lifts high. Step it forward for pigeon. Support yourself with a block if you need it. And maybe you don't, but maybe you just support yourself with a block anyways. Like, what would it feel like to actually do less? Try to keep the torso lifting. You can push your left hand into that left thigh to help, and then reach back with your right hand. Maybe you can catch that right ankle. Again, for me, this is it. For you at home, you might hook that right foot into the nook of your right elbow so that you're really drawing it in close. You might just work on that right quad specifically and play around with kicking the right foot away from you and then relaxing. And then kick the foot away from you and then relax. How can you spread out the sensation here? Take 2 more breaths. And then slowly release. Come back to your plank. Hover the knees. And then set them down. Bring your big toes to touch. Sit your hips back to your heels. Spread the knees a little wider apart than hip width. Bring your fingertips to the floor behind you. Stretch your tailbone towards the knees. As you start to lift the hips, push into the hands. Draw your shoulder blades together. It's kind of a baby camel here. No need to really press into the pelvis too much here. So no need to lift the hips super high. Just focus on broadening the chest. Push into your hands. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Take a breath. And then slowly lower. Come upright. Close your eyes. Rest your hands on your thighs. Soften the shoulders. And we'll come into camel. So now come upright on the knees. Pad the knees if you need to. Option A, hands at the base of your spine. Fingertips point up so that you can help to stretch the tailbone down and lean back to lift the heart. And you might not go back very far. You might just be here. Option 2, toes are tucked under so that the heels are a little higher. Reach back, catch the ankles with both hands. Option 3, toes untucked, the hardest, the biggest reach. Either way, everybody start by dropping down the tailbone and then squeeze your shoulder blades together. Start to lean back. Catch the heels. Push into them. Lift the heart. You can keep the gaze up or let the head fall back. Global distribution of effort, of ease. Take another breath. Push into the tops of the feet. Gather up the core. Come nice and upright. And then slowly come back, hips to heels, Virasana. Close your eyes. Watch yourself settle. From here, come onto your back. And as you lie down on your back, stack your knees right up over your hips. And then stretch your arms right by the ears, but let your thumbs hover above the floor. Spin the pinky side edge of the hands towards one another. So you're wrapping the triceps towards one another. Plank in your crescent lunge. And then can you support the natural length and curves of your spine here? Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Now as you inhale, extend that right leg, let it hover. And as you exhale, grab your left knee, hug it in towards your chest. Inhale, switch legs, reach the arms overhead, hug that right knee in, hover the left. And as you exhale, hug the right knee in. Inhale, switch legs and reach. Exhale, get into the hips a little deeper. Inhale, switch legs and reach. Exhale, hug it in a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. From here, cross your right knee all the way over your left. Now you're in Supta Gomukhasana. Grab the outer edges of the feet so that you're pulling the feet wide and then drawing the legs down towards you. Try to keep the head, the backs of the shoulders nice and heavy. Full belly breaths here. Feel your breath move into the hips. And then keep your legs in this position, but release the feet. Bring your arms into a T shape. We'll lower the knees off to the left with that right knee crossed over the left. And if that's too much, slide block, blanket, pillow under the legs or uncross the knees. Come back up to center. Uncross. Recross that left knee all the way over the right. Draw your legs in towards your chest. Grab the outer feet, ankle, shins, whatever's accessible. But bring the feet wide as you draw the legs in closer to the chest. Take another breath. Release the feet. Stretch your arms into a T shape. Lower into a twist. Legs move off to the right. Try to keep that left arm heavy. Come back to center. Uncross the legs. Sweep your arms down by your sides. Stretch your legs out long. And just find that perfect place to rest in Shavasana. Relax the skin on your forehead. See if you can let the eyes get heavy in their sockets. Unclench the jaw. And then let that sort of ease just trickle down into the rest of your body. How does it feel to carry less stress in your body? Remember when you need to kind of force yourself to lighten up, and you catch yourself in that really serious, stressed out mood. Take whatever it is you're worrying about, picture yourself writing it down on a scratch piece of paper. Watch yourself crumpling that piece of paper up and then throwing it in the fuck it bucket, so that you can move into another part of your day and enjoy it. Right? One part of our day doesn't have to set the tone for the rest of it. And sometimes we're the only ones getting in the way of having a great day. Feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you would like. Enjoy the lightness. May you take it with you into the rest of your day. Thanks so much for practicing with me. From my heart to yours. Namaste.